everybody wants to find the big next move. Everybody wants those next Palantirs, IRENs, EOSEs, SoFis, Robinhoods. Everybody wants to be part of those companies when they go on these massive runs. No, I'm not comparing these companies fundamentally wise. I'm comparing these companies on a technical basis. And on a technical basis, they all have a very similar thing. Base. What is base? Well, a base is simply whenever you just have a long period of consolidation. You're just building a base. Just like whenever you have SpaceX launching another rocket or Rocket Lab launching another rocket into space, they have a base that the rocket's launched off of. I know it's super simple, but yeah. So essentially think of this like a base to where you need to find those companies breaking out of that base to then go on the rocket ride to the upside, right? Now, is it that simple? No. There's definitely things, other indicators that you should use to help you understand these base breakouts and where these companies are going. And one of those main things is momentum. And that's why I use the Williams percentage range. And on the Williams percentage range up here, I don't even show the Williams percentage range. I simply just am showing a purple line and a yellow line. Purple line is a 9 EMA of the Williams percentage range, and the yellow line is a 21 EMA of the Williams percentage range. And when we get this bullish cross and a move from the green barrier up to the red barrier, you can obviously see the type of trajectory that we have, because the Williams percentage range created by Larry Williams is a momentum indicator. Okay, enough of the technicals and the definitions and everything. Let's get into and let's look at some companies that have had this basing and then a base breakout and what has taken place. Then let's look at 10 companies that are ready or currently breaking out of that exact same base and could go on a ripper rally for the next year or two, like we've seen with Palantir, IREN, EOSE, Robinhood, HIMS, etc. So first up, we have Palantir. Build a base. And also this right here, this is a 21 EMA, 21, or sorry, this is a 13. We're looking at a monthly chart. This is a 13 EMA with Bollinger Bands on it. And you can get this. I just created a tutorial video on X. You can go back and look for that. I just created that. And you can do the whole setup and everything. I think it's really good for helping you understand, like, if you're below it, you're bearish. If you're above it, you're bullish. And you kind of ride this thing higher until you hit breakaway speed like Palantir did. Anyways, you build a base, right? You had your high after IPO, and then you ran down to your lows of like $5 during 2023. And you came back up and you finally broke out with very strong bullish monthly engulfing candle. Once you broke out over this base, the rest was history. You had some ups and downs, but overall, as soon as you broke out of this base, you ran 363%, and your 9 EMA Williams percentage range went through 21, and then you continued higher. IREN, same thing. Based out, broke out of the base, launched 377%. EOSE, based out, right? So resistance, finally broke out. You take this trade for the long term, 203% at its high. And you also have your volume shelf here with another launching mechanism. And you see every time that you start creeping up, you go above, retest, go above, retest, go above, retest this 13 EMA, and then eventually you just ride that higher, right? So now that we understand the three separate stocks, just as examples of this, let's look into, again, you can see the Williams percentage range just climbed higher. Once you got this bullish move, you just stayed above and you ran up from the green barrier to the red barrier. So number 1 of 10, FLNC. Now, this is a different type of base, I would say. It's not even actually really a base at all, but I did want to bring this one actually into the limelight, and I promise all the other ones are actual bases. Not a technical base like we've been looking at, but a downtrend base breakout, right? So simply, you're just connecting this downtrend to your high, and then another rejection, and now you're finally breaking out, retesting, and then more than likely moving higher. You based out down here, launched off of that, right? You kind of got a double bottom going on here too, right? So I just wanted to put this one on your guys' radar. Volume shelf right here. You got a bullish cross on your Williams percentage range 9 and 21 EMA. Looks very, very good for a move up to about $40 and just continued move up until, right, we hit into the red barrier and kind of go sideways. And yeah, that's number one to add to your watch list. Number two, an actual base this time, promise. D-Local. D-Local is actually, so FLNC is actually one of my gems, sub $10 billion market cap, severely undervalued, big player in the AI space. I really like that company. D-Local is another gem. Actually, a lot of these on this list are actual gems, high five gems that are undervalued, and they're currently starting to break out of their bases. So we see that they're in a pretty vicious downtrend, and then we get this what? Base. Bottom out, test the high, bottom out, test the high, and now we're just kind of, we've broken out over this. Now we're just kind of sitting here. Well, what happens next? We have a volume shelf. We have our Williams percentage range 9 EMA through 21 EMA crossed, moving higher, breaking out of this downtrend since 2023. And things look very, very good. Above the 21 EMA, we flipped the 21 EMA here. Things looking very, very good for a continuation of this base breakout. Your secondary resistance would obviously be here at $22, but it is currently $14.50. So you are looking at about $7 upside or so, $7-8 upside. And yeah, so not your typical, right? You got a downtrend and you got all this, but when you really just zoom into the past, year to 2 years, you have this base going on and you're getting this base breakout. Typically you get a base breakout, a retest like we're seeing here, and then a continuation higher. Now they do have earnings coming up, so we'll see how they do there. I think they'll do good and I think they'll continue to move higher. Another gem, and this one's actually really, really, really nice base, is DOCN, Digital Ocean, right? Again, this is another gem company, sub $10 billion market cap, $4.64 billion market cap, severely undervalued. Revenues continue to climb on quarterly basis. Revenue and net income, net margins are all continuing to climb higher. I think this is severely undervalued as well. I think this should be, $70-80 off the top of my head. And based on a discounted cash flow model, right? But you can see it clear as day, right? So had a fake out here, but now we are right now crossing up and moving bullish on the Williams percentage range, basing out, flipped above the 21 EMA or 13 EMA here off this volume shelf. If we break out over this, I would say $54 range, then you have clear skies ahead to $100 plus, again, sitting at $50 today. So this one looks actually really, really good for a base breakout. We just need to go a little bit further to get that actual breakout, but we are getting very, very close, and I do think it's an undervalued name. So if it's undervalued fundamentally and you're getting a base breakout, that's like double the points, because if you're getting a fundamentally undervalued name, it means they can just run a lot more, right? Because it's not at its fair value, it's not overvalued or something. Fubo, lots of people talk about Fubo. Fubo actually has been building a base since 2022, actually, believe it or not. I'm going to cut these wicks off because one simple reason, we closed down here. So I'll cut the wicks off and we'll just sit there and say, here's our base. If we would have closed above this, then I would have been like, okay, well, our base is up there. But let's just cut these wicks off and just understand rejection, bottom support, rejection, bottom support, rejection. Didn't go down to the bottom support this time. Hit right up the 13 EMA, bounced up, been consolidating here right at the base breakout. Actually broke out over the base. Now is kind of retesting it, consolidating here for months and months and months now. Got the Disney deal. So I'm just waiting for this thing to actually just launch at this point. We got the base breakout. The base is built. Your 13 EMA is curling up. Your Williams percentage range 9 through 21 EMA is curling up. Everything looks very, very good for Fubo going forward. You could make a move back down to 262 to retest this again, but I just don't think so. You've been bouncing off the top of this Bollinger Band of the 13 EMA. So yeah, Looks really good here, guys, for a base breakout on Fubo. So definitely put this on your watch list. Lemonade. So we've been looking at a lot of stocks that are slightly breaking out or right there on the cusp of breaking out. Now let's talk about a company that actually is breaking out of that. Like there's no doubt about it. Lemonade has based out, right? And now we're finally breaking out of this base. We based out, and you can even go like this too, guys. You can come down here and say, okay, there was your base. Let me get rid of that. You can come down here and say, okay, right here. Oh my goodness, give me the dang marker. Here is your base, breakout, retest, higher, right? You can say that. Obviously, that's long gone now, so I draw this base up higher. Let's get this base moved up a little bit because you have support here, broke that support, resistance. Now you flip that support to resist, or now that you flip that resistance to support, and now you're moving up higher. So to me, this base breakout this can take us as far as the eye can see, honestly, guys. It could take us up 110.88, sitting at 78 right now. It could take us back to all-time highs, all the way up to $187. You can definitely move very like you can move a lot here. And even from right here, you're looking at 41% upside to 110, and then you're looking at another 140% upside, just get back all-time highs. And again, this is a monthly chart. You flip this completely on the 13 EMA, you flip that moving higher. If you would have got in this back here when you had the bullish cross, you would have had to deal with all this pain of sitting there. But you see, we never, recrossed down. We sat above 9 EMA through 21 EMA. Everything stayed good. To the upside. And now here we are, right? Like 2 years later, almost 2 years later. And the stock went from $14 all the way to $78. Massive move. Me personally, I would probably try to wait for some sort of pullback down here to like 64-ish. I don't know if that happens, right? I don't know. But I say 64 because you have this previous resistance right there. You see that right there, $62. You wicked once, twice, thrice on the monthly chart, right off $62. So if you were to pull back, you'd pull back here to retest, flip that from support to flip that from resistance to support, bounce, and then continue to move higher. So yeah, you can also dollar cost average into this name. And if you're invested in this name, yeah, looks really good to the upside. What are we on? 4, 5, 6. Number 6, Grab. This is a Mitts baby. I've talked about Grab for a little while now. I was talking about this like a couple months ago, talking about it entering stage 2. So stage 1 is a base, stage 2 is its launch, stage 3 is its basically basing out at the top, and then stage 4 is the decline, right? I've been talking about this name for a little while about being stage 2. I've also been talking about it as being severely undervalued. I believe the fair value of this name is like I think $8 or $9. I was saying on this name, $8 or $9 fair value based on their fundamentals. We based out here, and now we're finally broke out, retesting the base right now. We're actually retesting the base right now. So if we bounce here, get ready, which it looks like we already are starting to bounce here. Double wicked off previous resistance, right? Previous resistance right here, double wicked off previous resistance, and now we're bouncing. If we continue to bounce, say get a green candle either this month or next month, then this name could really start accelerating to the upside for the next resistance area here at like $10, and then even 14, and then all-time highs at 18 long term. And if we look at the Williams percentage range 9 through 21, we made this bullish cross here, and now we're continuing to climb higher. And yeah, name looks really good. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Number 7, 8, 9, 10. Cool. 7. Counting's hard. Number 7, T1 Energy. Tier 1 Energy. T1. Again, clear as day, basing out, broke over the 13 EMA, launched off this volume shelf, now at a secondary volume shelf, has a volume gap all the way up to $8 per share, broke out, came back, wicked down, retested it, and now it is moving higher again. And what do you have? You have the Williams percentage range, 9 EMA, moving higher. Still tons of room to move up to the red barrier. You still have tons of room to your next resistance here at about $7 to $8. Then after that to about $10. And then after that to about $14. So this one looks really good too, guys. It is breaking out of the base. It has ran a lot. It's ran about, almost 200% since its lows. But we don't look about how much it ran. We're just looking and saying, hey, we're breaking out of this base. This thing clearly has a lot of momentum. It's built up for 2 years straight. We're rolling higher on everything. This name looks really, really good. Cool. Number 8. Number 8, Alistster. Alistster. Look at this base. Beautiful base down here. Multiple basing out right at basically $3. So keeps coming down and tapping $3, then running up and tapping $20, running down, tapping 3, up to like almost 20, 18, so on and so forth. Well, we finally broke out, and right now we're actually retesting. We're sitting right here at a smaller volume shelf than the original one. If we hold this right here, if we hold this and bounce, we're still good on our Williams percentage range, 9 through 21, moving higher. We're still good there. And if we then form a green candle and bounce, then you can expect this thing to continue to go, go, go. And you could obviously get into this name here or something and then put like your risk down here to like 16, 17 bucks, right? And the thing with these monthly charts, right, they can move a lot. Obviously, these candles can move a lot. This was 26% down. This was 23% up. With these monthly candles, they can move a lot. But the thing I want you to know with doing any of this off the monthly candle, if you want to have patience, and 2, risk a very small amount can go a long way. If you risk $2,000 here at $21.71 and you climb and you do get up to this next support level, say at about, let's just call it $80, well, then you just locked in 269% on that $2,000. So you see, like, a little bit of money can go a long way with these setups. It's just about setting it and forgetting it. And if they're a long-term investment, this is another really good way to sit there and say, hey, I really like this name. I looked into Alistster. I like it as a long-term investment. I didn't want to buy it up here because it was overvalued, but now I definitely want to buy it here. It's in my range. I think it's undervalued. 1, 2, it's coming back and retesting the base breakout. So what other, this is like one of the best areas you can buy into this name if that's the case. Number 9, Open Door. Open Door has been getting so much hype, and for good reason. Look at this base, basing out since 2022, broke out of the base, got very extended up here to 10, 11 bucks, came right back down, retested the base breakout at 569, perfectly bounced. Now we have a bullish hammer candle to the upside. You got this bullish cross on the Williams percentage range, 9 through 21 EMA, volume shelf launch, all this room, guys. Again, fundamentals got to be good. Company's got to keep executing. Obviously, that's what gets these charts to go. But there's obviously a lot of momentum. And for right now, you're at $8.43. Your next resistance is going to be there right around $14, and then about 25, and then up to about 32. So this one looks really good. Base is breaking out, and it retested, and it bounced. So, you know what I'm saying? Looks really, really good for an entry, in my opinion, based on everything moving higher. Number 10, your last one, UiPath. This is a name that I was invested in for a little bit of time. I really believed in the company, fundamentally wise, but I just believe that the space for agentic AI bots is too crowded, and these larger cap companies, Meta, Microsoft, they're all like starting to prove that they can build these on their own with AI. So I just don't have the same bullish mindset about this company anymore. But all good, right? Still possibly a base breakout right here. If we take the more recent base of 2024 into 2025. We did almost break. We almost broke out. We wicked down, so we're not there yet, but we are retesting right here at the 13 EMA. If we were to bounce here, If we were to bounce anywhere, it's going to be right here at the 13 EMA. If we bounce and then re-accelerate to the upside, break out over this base, then we'd be looking on a straight trajectory course for $24, currently sitting at $14 and some change. And then once we get there at $24, then you can like kind of spread this base out a little bit further. And then you really get a bigger base. And then you want to be looking for that $25 breakout. If you get that $25 breakout, guys, wow. You want to talk about a big base? Talk about since 2022, you get this $25 breakout. All of this was acceleration downside volume. All of it. Just straight to the downside. So you'll actually be able to move up pretty nicely right through all of this. So yeah, guys, those are the 10 companies that are currently breaking out of their base or getting very, very close to breaking out of their base. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you got value out of this. If you want more videos like this, or look at other time frames or look at, tutorial videos or whatever, let me know in the comments below. I will try to get to them as quickly as possible. Thanks, guys. Have a blessed day. Love you all. See ya.